You know, it's so easy to blame people for the way they might be showing up in our life. And I'll admit, I recently made this mistake. I didn't like how somebody was showing up in my life. And they kept showing up in my life in this way. And then it occurred to me, I had a story about this person. And I never got rid of the story. And so even though I forgave this person for what they did, I literally said that I forgave them. I even told them that I forgave them. I may have made a video about forgiving people, which they were in there somewhere, even if I didn't say their name, but I never changed the identity of this person. The identity of this person was the person that hurt me. The identity of this person was the person that did X, Y, and Z, which caused pain. The identity of this person was the person that made me cry on such and such a date. And so if you really, really are trying to move on with your life, if you're really trying to turn over a new leaf and see things in a new way, you have to tell a new story. And so this is for people who are just ready to be over it and be done with it and move on. It's not for you if you still want to feel justified. But you don't know what she did. You don't know what he did. You're right, I don't. But what I do know is that if you're happy with how that relationship looks now, great. Or with how the relationship with other people looks as a result of this story, because it doesn't just affect the relationship with this one person. You can now start to, in your subconscious believe like, oh yeah, this is just what these types of people do. This is just, in the dating world, this is just what men do. This is just what women do. And it doesn't have to be that way, but if you say so, and so it is, and so it shall be, right? So I learned, I had to change the identity of this person. And so I basically shifted from looking at them as this monster, essentially, to this person who made a decision. And that decision was based on information that they had at the time. And that was the best that they could do with that information. And so I'm now looking with a more compassionate lens. I'm now looking with a different kind of energy as I pick apart, why they made the decision they made. I'm looking at it with a loving lens, and I chose to do that because at the end of the day, that old story, it just wasn't serving me. It wasn't. And so if you have been in a scenario where you feel like you're in a holding pattern, and that holding pattern is not resulting in a better you, a better scenario, a better situation, consider changing the story. And to change the story, look at the character, the main characters in the story, and look at how you've identified them, yourself included. Do you constantly see yourself as a victim? Well, guess what? You're going to keep being a victim. Is somebody constantly doing this to you? They always do this to me. Well, guess what? They're going to keep doing that to you because that's how you identify. You have identified yourself as this person who somebody is always doing something to, who someone is always hurting, who someone is always showing up in a way that makes you feel bad or sad or pain. So you got to change the identity, possibly of yourself, and then also of this other person or these other parties, these other characters, because if you don't, and you just say, but I forgave them. Well, you got to really look at how you're showing up to make sure that that's actually true. And maybe you really did forgive them, but the point is, you're not going to be able to energetically show up the way that feels loving, that feels like forgiveness, that feels like compassion, if you still, when you look either with your eyes wide open or when you close your eyes and you visualize this person, if you still see that's the person that pained me, that's the person that wronged me, it's not going to work. You're going to have to actually change the identity of that person to something different. And that something different that now causes you to tell a different story will now allow you to experience something different and have a different result. I didn't mean for that to take 5 minutes, but I hope it was helpful. Bye.